Welcome back to my chaos. This is going to be a short 3-part series I'm doing called As Seen on YouTube. Now, I decided I was going to do a few of the doll makeover tutorials I've seen online. When I was growing up, they didn't have any doll selections. All we had for dolls was either Barbie or those porcelain dolls that sometimes come to you, in movies, the haunted ones. But now there seems to be a lot of selection around, and some of them are just really pretty looking. So I'm going to try and make over a doll. Now the first thing we gotta do with this doll is we gotta make it a new head of hair. So to do that, I'm going to make yarn waves. You do that by taking acrylic yarn, looping it around something, and then brushing it out. And that leaves you with this tuft of yarn at the end. You use a flat iron to flatten it out the best you can. And then once you get a whole bunch of those done, you cut them off, and using some white Elmer's glue, or in this case clear Elmer's glue, you glue all the cut edges together. And once you do that, you make a lot more. So that's what I did. I made a lot. I used about 5 strands per loop. Then I just brush them all out. It takes a bit of brushing, but keep at it, you'll get it. And there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes off it. I didn't know how many I needed, so I figured I'd rather have a few extra than a few short. Then once they're all dried, you simply trim them down to make them pretty. And then we're ready to go into the next step. Alright, take your doll and off with its hair. Cut it down as close as you can to the scalp. And then we've got to take it upstairs and remove the head. So I used boiling water and I dunked her head in there to soften up the plastics. Now the pegs I've seen were not what I got. I got this straight peg, and all the other tutorials I've seen have this Y-shaped peg, but mine didn't have that one, so lucky me. Then I had to get the leftover hair and glue out of the head itself, which was absolutely disgusting because it was right after I'd boiled it in hot water, so it was like sticky glue and hair and just wrong. And it took actually like half an hour to get all of it out because there was just so much in there. Anyway, moving on. I took the face off, but I'll show you that in the next one. Then I put saran wrap over the head. Yes, I know it looks like a horror movie. Then I took a new sock and I put that over it. And yes, it does look like I'm trying to get rid of a body. And then I gave the head 3 to 4 coats of glue, and I let them dry between coats. And then I peeled it off, and then I eventually found a pair of scissors that would cut it, and I cut off my new wig cap for the doll. Fit it on, fits good, cut around the ears, and there you go. Now the next step is putting the yarn wefts on the doll. To do this, There's tutorials that'll teach you how to make it, but I wanted to make a side part. So I put the first one on pointing to the left, and I let it sit there for a few minutes. Now, in all the tutorials, they just pin the hair and let it fall over. So that's what I did, and I put the other one on pointing to the right, so when it parts at that side, it'll be like no gaping hole in it. But I'm not skilled enough to have the clips on, so I just let it stand up and left it out of my way. And then I just started at the back at the bottom, and I just kept putting glue on, and then another wave, and then more glue, and then another wave, and I just kept going round and round the head until the entire head was covered. This took about half an hour because it's the first time I've done it. I had no idea what I was doing. The second time probably won't take so long if I ever make another one of these.
Also need to work on my camera angles a little bit, but it's really hard when you need to be so close to the item as you're working with it. After I'm done putting all the hair on the wig cap, I wrap it in saran wrap and just let it set for 4 hours or overnight. And that just sets the hair and trains it to go the direction I want it to. And alright, here's another doll I can use for an example. I just put a couple swirls on the front of the hair for hairstyling, I guess. I'm not really good at hairstyling, so this is about all I can do. And you just slide it over the head, and there you are. Brand new head of hair. It's really soft, it's fun to brush, and it holds its shape if you move it around. So that's really kind of fun to play with. You can make different styles and stuff without having to put in too much effort for it. And there's the wig. That's part 1 of this 3-part or 2-part series. Haven't quite figured it out yet. And I hope you liked it. I'll come out with part 2 next week. That'll be the face and the makeup. And then I really should have had a plan where I was going. Next week we'll have the face and the makeup. And I'll see you next week. Bye bye.